we can analyze the result using this kind of equation, what do we get?
Although he teaches engineering classes and chairs a bioengineering department that is consistently one of the top 3 in the nation, Shu Chien didn't start out as an engineer, but rather in medicine and physiology.
My original training was not engineering. I picked up engineering midway in my career.
University of California, San Diego professor Chien was born to be a scientist. He grew up in Shanghai and was a pre-med student at National Peking University, where his father was a professor of chemistry. His country and his family were at a crossroads.
It was in 1949 when Peking was, now it's called Beijing, was under siege by the Communist Revolution Army. If we had stayed in China, the later Cultural Revolution and all of these changes, being intellectual, my father would have run into all kinds of difficulties, and we may not, myself and my brothers probably wouldn't have the college education that we were fortunate to get.
Chien attended medical school at National Taiwan University. There he met his future wife, KC, who was 2 years behind him. After getting his medical degree, he faced a dilemma to do clinical medicine or research.
After long and hard deliberation, I decided to go into physiology, and I came to Columbia University in this country to pursue my PhD degree.
2 years later, Casey followed.
So after I came to the United States, she applied for internship in a hospital very close to the Columbia Medical Center, and shortly after that we got married.
In 1967, 10 years after he received his PhD, Chien co-authored 3 high-profile articles in the journal Science with advisor Magnus Gregerson and others. The subject, the deformability and aggregation of red blood cells. Chien joined the Columbia faculty in 1958 and stayed there until 1987, when he took an extended sabbatical to set up Taiwan's Institute of Biomedical Sciences. The Institute's faculty and staff went from 0 to nearly 200 in just 18 months.
So I think there were several thousand such young scientists, at least, to be influenced by the introduction of new technology and new concepts in biomedical sciences.
Even before he left for Taiwan, Chien had come to the attention of Y.C. Feng and Benjamin Zweifach, co-founders of the bioengineering program at UC San Diego. They were on the lookout for new faculty, especially someone who might eventually take over running the program from them.
We just look over the whole country. I said, let's write down the #1 person on your mind. He said, let's write it on the in a piece of paper. It turned out the same name.
That name, of course, Shu Chien. It took almost 3 years from their first discussions, but after Chien fulfilled his commitment in Taiwan, he moved to San Diego.
I regarded that as one of my real contribution to UCSD.
The year was 1988, and Chien became a professor of bioengineering and medicine. He brought with him a cadre of Columbia researchers, including longtime collaborator Richard Scalak, as well as 2 young investigators, Paul and Amy Sung.
When the opportunities opened here for us, we decided to come. He has a charming personality and persuasive power, so people around him are very willingly working together with him.
We added a new dimension to the already strong bioengineering program, which had been strong in biomechanics and microcirculation, because Drs. Feng and Zweifach are considered as fathers of these 2 fields, respectively. What we brought to here is the cellular and molecular approaches to bioengineering.
Hello.
In 1991, Chien created a campus institute and led the effort to win a $5 million 5-year award from the Whitaker Foundation, one of only 3 that year from a field of over 60 original proposals. The center was interdisciplinary with an emphasis on tissue engineering science. It would eventually be renamed the Whitaker Institute of Biomedical Engineering. The funding allowed Chien to hire new faculty and the following year, 1994, to create a separate Department of Bioengineering, with Chien as founding chair, a position he holds today.
We have made great strides in moving forward with our plans to achieve the goal of, we call it integrative bioengineering. By that we mean we integrate biomedical sciences and engineering sciences together. We integrate across the biological hierarchy, from genes to molecules to cells to tissues, organs, and systems.
In 1998, Chien led a second effort with the Whitaker Foundation and the Charles Lee Powell Foundation. They gave $25 million, added to donations from the von Liebig Foundation and other private donors, to construct a bioengineering building that opened in late 2002.
The powerful building gives us the infrastructure that will make it possible for us to realize our visions. That is, to pursue new knowledge in bioengineering, to train students, and to transfer technology from the laboratory to clinical and industrial applications so that we can improve the quality of life and health and well-being of our citizens.
Since moving into the new building 2 years ago, Chien has hired 5 new faculty, including joint appointments with the UCSD School of Medicine, and launched a multi-campus research unit with the 9 other UC campuses.
Look how well he ran our department here, starting new directions virtually all the time, and yet to make the place so harmonious.
He's really a great leader. He sets very high standard for himself and for everyone around him. Publishing papers, educating students, or managing affairs in scientific communities, he always does. Great job.
Indeed, even as he was building the UCSD Bioengineering Department into a world-class institution, ranked the #1 PhD program in the country according to a National Research Council survey, and #2 by U.S. News & World Report, Chien remained a prolific researcher. He is the author of more than 400 peer-reviewed journal articles and the editor of 9 books.
Since I come to UCSD, I have focused on the effects of mechanical forces, that is pressure and flow, on the molecular events in the endothelial cells. How do the endothelial cells respond to these mechanical forces and modify their molecular events? We call it signaling. How do they signal the genes to change their expression? As you know, when the gene changes their expression, the proteins will change, and the proteins are the major determinants of functions of the cells, such as growth, migration, and the programmed cell death, and so forth. So mechanical forces can govern these important cellular functions, and we want to know how do they achieve that.
Chien's vision of integrative bioengineering positioned UCSD to build its reputation as a center of excellence in 3 major areas.
So the first area we call the multi-scale bioengineering. The second area is tissue engineering, or a more common term today is called regenerative medicine. You want to regenerate tissues for medical purposes. And the third area is systems biology. You want to build everything together as a system.
That type of balancing act positions UCSD Bioengineering as a force on new frontiers, including nanotechnology and stem cell research. In 2002, Chien was named a university professor, a distinction held by only 20 faculty members in the entire University of California system, and he has never lost his passion for teaching.
Well, I think teaching is very, very important because the growth and development of any discipline depends on the next generation.
Today, Chien is a member of the National Academy of Engineering, the Institute of Medicine, and Academia Sinica. His election to that organization in 1976 was particularly poignant because it happened while his own father presided over the Taiwanese organization. He was elected only after his father had blocked it twice over 4 years.
That was the first father and son membership in the academy.
50 years after becoming Columbia University's table tennis champion, Shu Chien now prefers a leisurely round of golf at Torrey Pines, a stone's throw from the house he shares in La Jolla Farms with wife KC.
We've been happily married for 47 going on to 48 years, and this has been really the best thing that's ever happened to me, that I met her and married her. And she has been always so supportive of everything I do. And also we have 2 wonderful daughters. They both are married with their own wonderful families of 3 daughters each.
In 1995, Shu and KC returned for the very first time to mainland China, 46 years after fleeing. They returned to Chien's birthplace in Beijing and the family home in Shanghai. He gave lectures and accepted honorary degrees and invited young Chinese researchers to the U.S. To mark Chien's 70th birthday in 2001, UCSD's Amy Sung produced a book of tributes from students, teachers, colleagues, friends, and family. An updated version was published by World Scientific Publishing in late 2004. The chapters are filled with superlatives and adjectives such as kind, generous, caring, compassionate, and more.
I think beyond being nice, he's extremely diligent and considerate. He has his infinite capacity of absorbing all the inputs and never appear impatient, always digesting everything, and came out with very pertinent and very satisfying final decisions which make everybody happy. And that's unusual.
Whenever I give lectures on way of research and so forth, I emphasize the word people, and I emphasize the word heart or mind. In Chinese, interestingly, those two words are the same. It's what's in your mind, what's in your heart that counts.
For his outstanding achievements in bioengineering and educating Asian American engineers and scientists, Dr. Shu Chien is the 2005 recipient of the Asian American Engineer of the Year's Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Award.